thrust is a multi-joint movement that recruits both the knee and the hip joints in order to produce hip extension. Hip extension is a movement that focuses on the contraction of the gluteus maximus in order to increase the angle between the torso and the quadriceps. Before you attempt to do this exercise, be sure you can adequately contract your gluteus maximus to extend at the hip and not at the low back. Once you have demonstrated that you can sufficiently contract your glutes without any problems, you may be ready to contract your gluteus maximus against additional weight. For this exercise, you will need to use a bench. To get into position, place your upper back on the edge of a bench. The bench should be sitting at the base of the shoulder blades. From there, come up into a tabletop position with the hips by bending the knees and walking the feet back to where the ankles are directly under the knees. Make sure your feet are no more than hip distance apart. Establish your working range. Your range will only be as far as you can drop your butt before the knees start to move backward toward the bench. If your knees travel throughout the rep, you will begin to incorporate the quadriceps, which may cause the legs to burn instead of the glutes. Keep your shins as vertical as possible and only go as far down as you can go with this leg position. Also, assess your pivot point on the bench. Make sure you are not arching the lower back to lower your butt, but actually teeter-tottering on the bench. Pick a weight. It would be beneficial to pick a light weight at first to confirm your range of motion and your ability to control the movement. Do not whip your hips around. Once you have demonstrated control, you may be ready to further increase the resistance by adding weight to the hips. Do not add a band around the knees for abduction. Abduction will take away the amount of output your gluteus maximus can produce. The gluteus medius and the gluteus minimus are far better at abduction. This is a hip extension move. Allow the gluteus maximus to perform the move without interference. Stabilize. Before you do a rep, be sure to stabilize everything as much as possible. This will ensure that you are producing as much output in the gluteus max as you can. Brace with the abs to stabilize the spine and keep it in a neutral position throughout the exercise. Do not let the lower back arch. To initiate the hip thrust, contract the gluteus maximus at the top of the range. Focus on maintaining tension and form as you begin to lower your hips toward the floor. Pause at the bottom of the rep to establish control and confirm the end of your range where you still have tension in the gluteus maximus but do not experience any pain, joint discomfort, or alterations in form. At the bottom of the rep, contract the gluteus maximus to produce tension and then build on that tension in order to lift the hips toward the ceiling. Only go as far as you can go without losing tension in the gluteus maximus and without extending at the lower back. Repeat steps 4 through 7 until your set is complete.